whenever I see people that are really giving extra effort, things that they don't even have to do, things that they feel called to do, to help the kids and help the community, any way we can on K1's Radio, we like to step in and provide support. So we want to do this to bring awareness of what these guys have going on right here. So I want you to introduce yourself to my platform, please, into that camera.
My name is Mercia Kelly. I am originally from Delray Beach, Florida, and I am an educator at Palm Beach County School District, but I also am the CEO of Alpha Star Academic Enrichment.
Okay.
I started Alpha Star about 15 years ago. My mom passed away, and she had an aftercare. She had a home daycare.
Right.
And so when she passed away, the name was there, and I said, why let it go to waste? Because she's an advocate for kids learning.
Yeah.
So I decided to go ahead and take the name and create an after-school tutoring program, as well as an ACT boot camp. And I did it for children of color.
Right.
Because I didn't feel, because I was an educator, I didn't feel that they were getting enough support in the classroom.
And you got a ground zero view,
yes.
Right? So you know more than you would know more than anybody.
Yes, I did. And I knew that one thing I did know, because I'm a boy's mom, is that our boys of color, our men of color, they didn't have enough confidence in our boys.
Yeah.
And so I designed the ACT boot camp around young men of color.
Okay.
Because they were the ones that were struggling in math, they were struggling in reading, and everybody would push them in the back of the classroom because they're never going to graduate.
Right.
And I had a different perspective of that, because I never wanted, because I'm a boy's mom, so I didn't want anybody to do my sons like that.
Right.
So I decided to go out on a limb, and I got 20 young men. The first boot camp was 20 young men that wanted to go to college. And I talked to them while we were in our first boot camp, and I told them, I said, so what do you guys think about your classrooms right now? And a lot of them told me that, Miss Kelly, 90% of our teachers do not know, they think that we can't read. And I said, that's sad. Why do you? He said, because they push us in the back of the classroom.
Right.
And they don't want to instruct us because they find us to be challenging.
Right.
And so I said, that's not good. So what me and Mr. Wiley do is we do Saturday boot camps. We do 5 Saturdays leading up to the ACT boot camp. We decided to do that.
Right.
In our first one. And we had 20 boys, and all 20 boys scored over 25 on the ACT, which the highest score is 36.
Good. Nice.
And so now that they go back to their school and they met their reading requirements for graduation and math requirements, and they could use the scores to go to college.
Right.
When they got back to the school, I said, well, what did the teacher say? She said, keep doing what you're doing. Instead of just, show me what you're doing. It's like, keep doing what you're doing. And that's it. So we just continue to do that. And we started getting contracts through the municipalities. Different funding organizations will fund us sometimes when it's available. But this program works so well for kids.
Yeah.
And so I decided to go to an alternative school. Those kids have been kicked out. And out of the comprehensive school, this is their last chance.
Right.
So because you're there doesn't mean you don't have opportunity. So what I did, this is the second year I've done the college tour. Last year we went to Washington, Maryland, and Virginia. Mm-hmm. And we went to all the HBCUs there.
Right.
This year I decided just to do one state, Georgia, because I wanted them to get the feel of the city.
Right.
And just get the feel of the culture and all of that stuff. So I took the girls to Spelman yesterday, and I took the boys to Morehouse today. And the boys were so thrilled to be in Morehouse because they got that feel of brotherhood.
Right, exactly.
And the girls was excited about going to Spelman. And that's just another opportunity that I had opened up a window for them to say, dude, this can happen too.
Right.
Because a lot of them are living in communities and in homes that nobody's talking about college or future.
Exactly.
So when they come to me, they know exactly when they talk to me that what are you doing?
Right.
And when you come to me, you got to have a plan. What's your plan? Like you said, it's a plan.
Yeah.
What is your plan? It may not work the first time, but let's keep trying.
Right.
And so now these 6 are special because each one of them is special to me in different ways. Mm-hmm. And I just saw the growth in them, and I saw that their willingness that they want to do something different.
That's important. Like that will that you have to have inside of you, like I spoke about, that you have to have that. You can't teach it. You can teach things and curriculum, but that drive and that spirit is different.
And a lot of them are living their parents' decisions.
Exactly.
And so they're not given the opportunity to even think I can do anything differently because I'm too busy living my mama or my daddy decision.
Right.
And so now when they see me, they're like, no, I'm going to college. I don't care what y'all doing in this house.
Right.
I'm out. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So now they're thinking like, I got somewhere to go.
Yeah.
Before we didn't. But they all graduate this year.
Great. All seniors.
All
I'm going to talk
seniors.
to them in a minute. I want to make sure that, you guys scroll down and watch all of the, on this playlist, watch all of them. I want to revisit and come back and then maybe 4 years from now and see where they're at.
Yes.
Maybe have them back on and maybe have you back on too.
Exactly.
Bro.
I would love to come back. I just think that these kids, I have a relationship with each one of them. And it's like a parent.
Mm-hmm.
You have these kids, but each one of them are different to you. And
Yeah.
you love them differently.
Right.
So these kids there's some I can't be hard on. There's some I can be hard on. Some of them don't understand until I get hard. You know what I'm saying? So every one of them have something different. One of them not even my student. He's not even in my classes.
Right.
But he gravitated to me.
Yeah.
To the point where she got something good that I need.
Yeah.
And so he made it where he was supposed to graduate next year. And he didn't want to leave the rest of these kids. He didn't want them to leave him. So he decided to take all his classes together. And now he's graduating with the rest of them.
That's amazing. And that's definitely clearly a part of, the influence that you've had on them.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this as a question. And I also asked William.
Yes.
William. That's funny for me calling him that. I asked Mr. Wiley the same question about being an educator and being a Black educator. First of all, I'll say it again on this one. I've always felt like teachers were underpaid and underappreciated. But being a person of color and being a teacher, how do you deal with all of the things that come with that? Just because I know it's different. Just like everything is different for us in this country at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Like you said, like you pointed out at the beginning of this, of this interview, that the Black kids wasn't getting the same kind of treatment. They were getting pushed to the back.
Right.
How do you keep yourself level from making sure that, listen, I know y'all are doing it. You can see these kids are being mistreated, but you also have to keep it professional. How do you do all that? And how do you keep your cool? And how do you also keep the spirit to keep going and keep pushing as an educator with all the things that y'all face? And the amount, for me, I just hate the amount of unappreciation that teachers get, period. Period. You know what I'm saying? How do you, because people, I'm not cut for it. I quit, right?
I know, right?
Everybody not cut for everything.
Well, don't think we don't want to quit.
Right? And that's what I'm getting to. Like, how do you do it? How do you do it as an educator and a Black woman?
First of all, I have to look at it as I have my children.
Right.
And would I want my kids to be treated like this?
Yeah.
And so when I think about, when I stand in front of my classrooms, I always want to be that teacher that I will put my own kid in my class. Mm-hmm. You understand? Because when you parents, they like to go out and scope out who the best teacher is.
Yeah.
When I stand in front of my classroom, I want to be that teacher that I will put my own kid in.
Okay.
And I know that I'm gonna be fair.
Right.
A lot of times they're not my students, but because they know, like I'm known for passing reading, kids that go through my class pass reading when they come through. So now they know that I need to go to this teacher to help.
Yeah.
They take accountability. I'm not saying anything, but they come to me because they know they can get it from me.
Right.
And I'm not going to close the door for the child that want to learn.
Exactly.
So I balance it out where that's why we do the boot camp. Mm-hmm. That's why we do the after school tutoring.
Correct.
And so when the times get hard and I know I can't change it, I tell those kids, come see me after school. Right. Because then I won't be stepping on anybody's toes.
Right.
And it's an after school where it's after my contractual hours.
Right.
So then I tell them to come to my boot camp. I give them breakfast and lunch on Saturdays from 8:30 to 12:30 because a lot of them don't have anything. Yeah. So on Monday through Friday, they get a breakfast and lunch at school. And we don't know how they're going to eat.
Right.
But I know on Saturday morning, I'm going to give you breakfast and I'm going to give you lunch and you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
And so that's how I balance it out. I just make sure that, because it's not like me fighting ants against the city hall.
Yeah.
But when I can go ahead and, we always been people that was innovative to go around the country.
Yeah, we're going to figure it out.
Exactly. So I'm always going to do something that, creative on the outside. Yeah. So that I'm not bothering the system. I'm going around the system.
Right.
And so that's what I teach my kids. Go around the system. When the door is closed, you need to find another way in. Yeah. And so that's how I do it. That's why I created this program, Alpha Star Academics after tutoring program, where we teach math and reading, and it's been working very well. We've been doing this for 5 years straight. We have a demand, but sometimes the funding is not there, so we have to hold off on that.
Yes, and that's what I hope. Hopefully, us sharing this can bring some of that. So before we get ready to wrap it up, I want to make sure that you tell us, like, any way that you feel that anything. Tell us what you may need right now, and any way that anybody can help. You know, if they want to donate or be a part of the program or whatever it is that you need. Let the camera know.
Well, right now we're looking at and this is the last 9 weeks for our kids to get meet their reading and math requirements for those who don't have it. So if you want to donate, I'm online. You can go to alphastarakademics.com. That's my website. You can send me an email. You can give me a phone call. I don't have a problem. Give me my personal number, 561-860-0501. We probably need donors for breakfast and lunch for our kids, probably with some supplies and materials. We even take donations. If you got a scholarship that the kid that scores the highest score on the ACT, give them a $500 or $1,000 scholarship if your organization offers that.
Right.
That's a way to motivate them, and we can get them to know that. It's just those simple things that we need for our kids to make sure that they get what they need and go into the next and be the future that we need to see.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again. We really appreciate it. And if they want to get with you on social media,
well, I don't have the Instagram set up right now, but you can reach me on Facebook, Mercia Kelly, or you can email me at merciakelly7114@yahoo.com.
Man, please reach out to them. And this is a really great program. It's really great to meet you.
Thank you.
I'm glad that William.
Thank you so much for having us.
And the students up here. And I'm looking forward to talking to these guys right now.
K100 Radio.